What's goody, family? It's your boy Q Butter. Live in the building. Just want to say some words to the people, man. Y'all know, first and foremost, unsubscribe from my channel if you're not about black empowerment, lifting black people forward, connecting with black people that want to see black people move forward. If you're not about that, please unsubscribe. I don't want to be cool with you. But now this message to everybody else. Our community seems to have been like thrown in all over the place with the Trump and Kamala Harris stuff. So I just want to throw this out there, man. Q Butter freestyle on what black people should have on the table, man. Number one, health. Any political leader talking about black people, and anybody black talking to a political leader should be discussing health disparities in the black community. Health disparities. Next, housing and real estate challenges and disparities. Might get a little noisy, you know, we in New York, it's noisy as hell out here. Yes, I said housing and real estate, we gotta address that. What are they gonna do to help black people increase the amount of wealth, amount of buildings they own and the properties they own, and the ability to invest and compete in real estate? Of course, in health, we gotta talk about health. We need our health issues to be a priority in any arena. Okay? That's just what it gotta be. Number three. Damn, wait, are you gonna pass yet? Let's close that up real quick. Number three. Education. Now, I'm not putting education on like 3 or 4 points. They're driving by, so, you know, it's New York City. I'm not redoing this video, so it's just what it is. So, number three. Anybody discussing black people, voting, policies, whatever, should have education in the forefront. When I mean education, financial literacy, career path choices, career path alignment, where we can actually say like, all right, we expect black people, we expect you to be pushing black people into becoming doctors, becoming scientists, that just whatever it is, but we need to hear that, right? And that education includes trades, so we should be hearing about pushing black people in trades, pushing black people in the STEM. Of course, you know, I'm gonna make STEM its own point. Yeah, I know I'm gonna make STEM its own point, right? So that's education. I might as well talk about STEM next. Pushing black people into STEM, helping us compete with our businesses, support our black entrepreneurs who are actually thriving in STEM-based fields, helping our black inventors, supporting our black inventors, right? Making sure that colleges are actually pushing black people into STEM and supporting black people who are in STEM and making programs specifically for black people in STEM. Number five. Families. Anybody talking about politics of the black community, and this should be number one, but I know it's easy for people to not to hear this one. The black family should be a priority. Supporting black families, empowering black families. That should be a talking point. It shouldn't, you know, I wouldn't hear this gender stuff. No, it should be black families. This is what we're gonna do to support and help black families stay together. Support black children and black mothers and black fathers in the family. Not saying anything against single families. Y'all know, shout out all y'all single family people. I know gonna jump up in the comments. But we need to support black families. Number 6, all right? Anybody talking about black people should be talking about black businesses. What are you doing to support black businesses? Black businesses. Now, I don't want to hear them throw out, yo, we did this, and no. I want to hear specifically, how are you going to get black people to be more involved in entrepreneurial pursuits? What choice of entrepreneurial pursuits would you like to see black people focused on? Construction, real estate, medical supply, you know what I mean? Contracting, whatever it is, we want to make sure we're saying that and we're seeing the actual investment and support from whatever political leader we're going after. Capital Works Development. There needs to be a line of support from political leaders that's specifically about capital works projects, building stuff in the black community, being built by black people, Okay? That needs to be a talking point. If you don't know that, let's look up capital works and be like, yeah, who's doing the capital works? Who's getting the contracts for capital works in the community? Are we even being trained for these things? You know what I mean? A lot of this goes back to education, right? I forgot what number I'm on. I'm just gonna keep going. Environmental embedment. We need to hear specific talking points and policies relating to the embetterment of our environment. The garbage removal, graffiti, right? The parks, how clean the parks are. Not when it starts to get gentrified. We want to know what it's going to do for us. And these are just basic talking points, right? Now, in addition to that, we have, let's see, political education. Now, of course, most politics would not want you to be politically educated, but, politicians. But that should be something that's on the forefront of black people. Like, how are we educated? And do we actually understand the political arena? Who's in our political arena? How is it organized? What is going on in our current environment, politically speaking? That should be a major talking point. Now, I'm not going to get all black nationalist and Pan-African with it. I'm just being very these are freestyle talking points. Freestyle. Right? I noticed I didn't say reparations. Right? I didn't bring up racism and all those other things. Right? But those points right there, and some other ones like addressing redlining, right? And disparities within loaning and representation of ownership. That is another major point. And we don't want to say, no good statements like, yeah, we're going to address the racism. No. How are you going to get black people to be able, what systematic approach do you have to increasing the amount of black people in said field? You know what I'm saying? In said whatever. We want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Not blah, blah, blah. This is what we're going to do. Come with some violence. Now, we need some real talking points. All right? Let me see what else we got. I'm not jumping on the prison reform thing. Most of the stuff that I suggested addresses that. Violence, everybody talks about violence with black people. I'm not stressing that. That's not, to me, a real issue in the black community. I know y'all want to make violence a big issue. To me, that's not a big issue. There's way bigger things in the black community that result in violence. So to me, if we actually attack the true fundamental issues, violence will not be the result. So we have to create a lifestyle or a culture in which we're addressing the actual causes of these circumstances that we see plaguing our community. And most of the violence in our community is largely attributed to lack of resources and education. Education, lack of resources. Whatever one you want to play with, how you want to word it, but that's pretty much what it comes to. So if you agree with this, leave a comment. If you think something I should have added, leave a comment. Whatever. Shout out to you. Bow, bow, bow.